So what do we got here?
It's a French double-barrel musket coaching gun.
Damn, this thing's dangerous. That's just nasty.
Cool. Coming into the pawn shop today to sell my French double-barrel musket coaching gun. My wife hates guns. She's been begging me to get rid of it. We just had a baby boy, so we came up with a deal. I get rid of it, and anything that I can get from it, I can buy a new guitar.
So how'd you get this gun?
It belonged to my uncle back in Iowa. He collected weapons and antiques, and about 7 years ago, gave it to me.
Okay. I mean, it's an incredible gun. It really is. This is really, really high-end stuff. It was probably a coach gun for someone, you know, a duke or an earl or something like that.
In the 18th century, noblemen traveled by coach across the country, and this is what's been carried, a double-barreled flintlock shotgun.
It's way more ornate than anything you'd usually see. This is something really above and beyond your normal flintlock rifle.
I get a lot of antique firearms in the pawn shop, but I have never had anything like this. It's double-barreled, it's got the spring-loaded bayonet, it's beautifully engraved. It is just absolutely incredible.
Some sort of markings along here. Cordoue.
I mean, I don't know if that's a town, I don't know if that's a gun maker, I don't know if that's the guy who owned it. But it seems to be important since it's actually written in gold. It's something that really needs to be checked out.
I've never seen a gun like this before, and to see it with gold inlay raises even more questions. So I'm going to call my buddy Sean down here right now so we can get to the bottom of this.
Let me have someone check it out, and he can tell us how uncommon it is, and we get a general idea of what it's worth, and maybe we'll find something out.
That'd be great.
Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it.
Oh, man. This is great. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm going to try and explain what I'm seeing.
My name is Sean, and I'm an expert in antique arms and armor. Right off the bat, examining this gun, I mean, it screamed authenticity. And plus, being so unique, having a side-by-side flintlock is just so cool to begin with. But then to have the addition of a spring bayonet, that just puts it over the top. Just from the overall form, I would say that this was made around 1750. There are 3 proof marks, one of which is a crown over GP for gunmaker's proof. The other one is a crown over V for viewed, and the other one is a crown over F, which means a foreigner's mark. And what's really, really intriguing is that these are English proofs on a French gun. And then you'd go, well, why is that so? There's some history here. This gun was originally manufactured in France, but modified in England by having the barrels cut back, and a spring bayonet was attached to the top, and this added an extra, not only intimidation factor, but a lethal weapon. In that point in history, it was very, very lucrative for a guy who didn't want a real job to be a highwayman, to be a guy that would rob coaches. So in order to defend their wealthy passengers, they would want to outfit the coaches with a really good defense gun. And this definitely would have been it. So if you can imagine a group of guys trying to hold up a coach, you'd fire both barrels, and let's say another guy was coming at you, you'd hit this release, and that bayonet would shoot out, and at least you'd have another form of defense.
This thing is just nasty wicked. If someone was pointing that thing at me, they wouldn't have to shoot it. I would turn around and run in a minute.
This is really interesting in here too, and you'll notice that this is in gold overlay. It says Cannon Tourdeau, and that meant twisted barrel.
Okay.
Back in the day, a high quality barrel was a twisted heated steel over a mandrel. They would mark it with Cannon Tourdeau so that people would know that this was of a high quality steel.
Okay.
Do you know what something like this then is worth?
You know, a good guesstimate in an auction, because this is so unusual, 10,000.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for coming in, Sean.
Oh,
I really
absolutely.
appreciate it.
I wanted this thing before Sean came in, and after hearing what Sean said, I wanted even more. Because as a guy who loves guns, this is the jackpot.
How much you want for the thing?
Realistically.
Can you do 6?
I mean, these are auction prices he's talking about, and
Well, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking $2,500, cash money.
5.
I want the gun. You want to buy a guitar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to buy your gun. So I can give you $4,000 in guitar.
Well, that's an option, but I don't want a bunch of $50 Fender Squier Strats. You got something good?
I have the guitar. How about like a 78 Les Paul, all original? Give me 2 minutes.
Let's see it.
I'm all about creative solutions. This guitar is beautiful. So beautiful, I don't even want it on the showroom floor, because 50 people a day are gonna wanna hold it and play with it.
I think someone bought it in 78 and put it in this case and never picked it up again.
Neck straight. It's probably the original T-top pickups.
Everything's absolutely original. There's no belt buckle scars on it.
No, there's no rash, no dings.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that guitar. Someone bought it, put it in a case, threw it in a closet for 30 years.
Damn, this is beautiful. It's guitar for the gun.
Guitar for the gun.
I think we got a deal.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Beautiful.
All right, you grab your guitar, I'll grab the gun, we'll go do some paperwork.
Right on. He made my day. It's made my year. This is awesome. I'm really happy.
Rick, I got something for you.
Davey effing Deals, what's up?
The oldest samurai sword that you had in the shop. The case and the paperwork.
It's all in Japanese?
Yeah, I couldn't read it. Good luck with that. I own a small car dealership, and I took this crazy samurai sword in on trade, and I need to turn it into cash ASAP. I went for my heart. I trusted the guy that I was talking with. He seemed like a straight shooter, and we're here to find out if I was right or wrong.
Where'd you get this thing?
I took it in trade on a vehicle, which I hope I didn't hurt myself too bad.
Well, the paperwork looks awfully official.
It's like 1500 era.
Okay.
Guy was really old to traded it in, so I kind of tend to believe him, but it's a lot of money. A lot of money.
How much you want for it?
$18,000.
$18,000.
$18,000.
Do you know how to open this thing?
You gotta push a button of some sort with the...
Because usually they just slide out. I know the other ones I have up there do.
The pin, you have to push the pin out. The guy showed me, but I didn't really pay much attention.
You didn't pay him much attention, but you gave him a lot of money for it.
Well, yeah. Not the brightest move, but...
Rocco,
Yes, sir.
how does this thing open? Typical Davey. He did a trade on this sword and had no idea anything about it. He should have had it checked out, especially when there's so much money on the line. Luckily, I have Rocco. He's like my best weapons guy at the store, and he specializes in swords.
Oh, boy.
So what is it?
It appears to be a samurai sword. To find out if it's real, I actually have to pull the handle off here. This is what matters right here. This is the name of the master here, Yoshisugu. And then it matches the signature here. Yep, he was a prominent sword maker from the late 1500s. Japan's metals were very limited, so they would pound and fold and make the strongest blades ever compared to the poured steel from medieval Europe. Yoshisugu is a master that's pretty well known. He made a really good sword.
All right, and big question is, this thinks it's worth $18,000 because someone told him that. What's it worth?
That's an actual samurai sword. It's got all the paperwork. It's in excellent condition. It's a $15,000 to $20,000 sword.
Told you.
Thanks, Rocco. I'll deal with it from here.
Right on, guys. Thanks, Davey.
I am walking out of here with $18,000 today, come hell or high water. This is gonna be a battle of the salesmen. He does it all the time, but I am Davey Deals, so we are definitely gonna go at it. What do you think?
So I'll give you 10 grand for it.
18.
10 grand.
Can you take it to an auction or something? Is there some way I can get $15,000 out of this? Come on.
Not for me. I mean, even if you bring it to an auction, you get 15 grand, they're still gonna take like 15, 20%. I mean, I'll go like 12 grand, man. I gotta resell it.
Well, let's trade something.
What are you gonna trade for? You got all the tacky jewelry you need.
I know, I do have a tacky jewelry. I've been eye hustling your sand rail since you got it. Can we do something with the sand rail? And then I'll get a good fuzzy feeling like I didn't get burned on the sword.
I took in a 4-seater sandrail about a year ago. I paid a little over 18 grand for it, had the transmission rebuilt,
and put hours and hours of fun into this thing. Let's go take a look at it.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
Okay.
You better have Rock put that thing back together before somebody gets cut. I love the cooler up in the front. Can you get it into reverse? Yeah, your son keeps reminding me about when you broke down, the tranny went out on it.
I had the tranny completely rebuilt.
Right.
So
Will it idle?
It's sort of idles, you know what I mean? It's got a big blower on it and everything else, so...
And it's built, right? So it's gonna bop, 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 bop.
Yeah, so when you cruise around, it's fine. It's in great shape. I've had it blasted. I've had it for over a year now.
Yeah. Should we start it?
Jump in. All right. I have a little over $20,000 invested in this thing. But I know when I fire this thing up, Davey is going to give me anything I ask for it. Now that I have Davey hooked on this thing, I got to make sure I get my money out of it. No matter how bad I want that sword.
Well, I definitely want to make a deal, so let's make it happen.
Okay, so give me the samurai sword and 10 grand.
Samurai sword, 3 grand. 15, 3, 8, that gives you 18 for this.
That's what I paid for it.
So you've had it for a year, you break even. I mean, we'll still have it.
No, I'm not in business to break even.
What do you mean? This is our deal, not
No, I know
money deal.
it's like 4 grand to get the tranny rebuilt.
So I'll go 5 G's. I'll split the half of the tranny with you. 5 grand samurai sword puts you at 20 G's.
No, after you 12 grand, so that makes me at 17 G's. I'm still losing money. So give me the samurai sword and 8 grand. That's like the best I could do.
All right, you got a deal.
All right, man.
All right, I
All right.
appreciate it. It'll stay in the family, you know that.
Okay, all right, let's do some paperwork, man.
All right. So I walked in here trying to get $18,000 cash in my pocket. I ended up giving them $8,000 cash out of my pocket. I don't know how they do this to me, but they do. I guess he is the better salesman.
What do we got here, man?
It's a 1750 Blunderbuss.
Okay. Blunderbuss, not bust.
To be honest, I don't know much about the gun. I know it's 250 years old, and it seems like it's in pretty good condition. I'm looking to sell the gun today because I need some extra cash to buy my girlfriend an engagement ring.
So where'd you get this thing?
I inherited it from a family member who picked it up at an auction years ago.
Okay.
The thing looks dangerous.
Well, they were dangerous. This thing didn't actually shoot bullets. It just shot anything you could stick down there. Broken up glass, they'd shoot nails, gravel, anything that would really, really hurt if it was coming at you at like a few hundred miles an hour.
Okay.
This gun is a 1750 Blunderbuss, and it was predominantly used just to clear out a deck of a ship, a street, something like that.
Is it possible that this isn't a real gun?
Well, it's a real gun because it will shoot.
How can you tell?
It's simple. All you gotta do is pull the trigger. It works.
Sweet.
So you're looking to pawn it or sell it?
I'm looking to sell it because I'm getting engaged soon and I need to buy an engagement ring.
We got engagement rings.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we can work something out.
Straight up trade?
Yeah, maybe. Just depends on what you want.
Okay.
And I want to get it checked out first.
You think it's a replica?
No, there's a difference between a fake and a replica.
Okay.
Okay, a replica is you go to a store and you buy it legitimately and everything. A fake is someone who takes a replica, okay, will beat it up like this, age the metal, age the wood, do whatever they can to make it look old,
Okay.
and pass it off as a 1750 gun.
All right.
There's a proof mark, a date mark, and a maker mark.
Okay.
And they're pretty obscure marks, so you need a guy who knows what they are.
My biggest concern is this is a fake. I'm 90% sure it's real, but I'm still not going to put the money out if I'm not sure. I have to have an expert check it out.
Pleasure.
How's it going?
Good to see you again. I've known Rick and the boys for quite some time, and anytime they have an issue where they need a little bit of identification, anything from the 16th century, maybe through Civil War, they call me in and I help them out. The maker, which is right here, is hand engraved, and that says Brander. And Brander, I'm very familiar with. He was a London gun maker, and this would date between 1745 and say 1755. And this side plate is the same as the second model Brown Bess, which was the workhorse of the British military, especially during the American Revolution. Back in the day, you would have found blunderbusses used for coach defense, for naval boarding engagements. Here on the barrel, this mark here, the oval with the crown over V, is for viewed from the Tower of London. They would usually put 4 times the normal amount of powder in here to test the barrel strength. And if it passed, of course, they would proof it. Everything looks great as far as what you want to see in a true antique.
After Sean told me this gun was real, I was thinking 2 things. I'm happy it's real, but damn, it's gonna cost me more money.
So what do you think it's worth?
In an auction environment, something like this would be expected to bring anywhere between $3,500 and $5,500.
That's great.
In a more local situation, I would say between $2,500 and $3,000.
Okay. Is this a local situation here?
Yes.
You think this thing still fires?
A lot of people have gotten hurt, even killed, not doing the proper procedures. However, under the proper circumstances, you could fire it, you know, at a range with a range master. Any other questions?
No, I think we got it from here, man. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. Anytime. Pleasure.
Thanks, Sean.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Okay, good luck.
This blunderbuss is an antique. It's 250 years old. It's really cool. You can shoot anything you want out of it. Rick would be crazy not to buy it.
So what do you want for it?
Man, I'm thinking $3,000.
Keep on thinking.
Oh, yeah?
That's what it's worth in a nice retail store. Do you have a nice retail store?
No.
We got one.
You're not helping. You said you wanted a ring, right?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. I'll go $2,000 cash or $2,500 trade.
Yeah, you know, I'll do the trade, man.
Okay, cool. Deal.
All right. I'm really happy with the sale. I have $2,500 trade at the shop, so I can get my girl a nice ring, and I got rid of the blunderbuss, so it's good.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I'm hoping you can help me with this. A bronze Madonna bust.
Go ahead, put it up here.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you're strong. Look at you, man.
Well, that's not Madonna the pop singer.
Not at all. I have an exact cast of Michelangelo's Madonna bust, licensed by the Vatican. They sell for $80,000 if they're legit, and mine is totally legit. If I get what I want for this, I'm gonna let my wife renovate the kitchen however she wants.
This is pretty cool, man. This is supposed to be the Virgin Mary, right?
Correct. It comes from the Pietà, made by Michelangelo. The original is in the Vatican.
It's pretty neat.
Michelangelo is probably recognized as one of the greatest artists of all time, even today. He's best known for the Sistine Chapel and David. He was doing just like these masterpieces, which a lot of the times artists do their masterpieces and they're not really noticed until long after they've passed. Yeah.
He was a rock star in his time.
Yeah, he was a rock star, you know, great artist. He did sculptures like this. He did paintings. He was a poet. The guy's talents were just endless. They never
Second to
seemed
none.
Yeah. His work is literally priceless. It's worth a fortune, you know, millions and millions of dollars sometimes. Why did you pick this up?
Well, I barter for everything. So I had the opportunity to trade some artwork for this beautiful piece.
It's really cool. It looks like it's in really good condition. Does it have any markings or anything like that on
It
it?
does. It's got the seal, the license from the Vatican.
154 out of 500.
That's it.
So the mold was relatively new when they casted this one. You know, sometimes the earlier the mold, the better the casting's gonna be. So that's good. You got that going for you there. It's a beautiful piece. I'm just not sure how sought after they are because Michelangelo himself didn't actually make this. That being said, I'm sure it has some type of value. And how much were you hoping to get?
80 grand. That's what it's valued at.
Holy cow. Yeah, I got no idea. I know the original is iconic, but this is just like a mold of that. I've got a few questions about it, so I'm definitely gonna have to have someone come take a look at it.
Yeah.
Do you have a few minutes to hang out?
Got all day. Take
All
your
right,
time.
I'll be right back.
All right, thanks. This is a real piece, and so I'm happy for anybody to come in and inspect it. They're just gonna prove that it is what it is.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, Chum.
How you
Looking
doing?
good, man. Looking slim, man.
Hey, you know, trying to get like Madonna.
Ah. So you have a Madonna del Piata.
What do you think about it?
It's absolutely fantastic. You don't see these a lot of times. There's not a ton of them that come on the market. Michelangelo himself considered this work and, of course, the David his two greatest works. And it's an exact reproduction of Michelangelo's Madonna del Piata. This is the only piece that Michelangelo ever signed. They say the reason he did it is there were tourists even back in his day that went to the Vatican, and they identified it as a different work, and he heard them. And he carved his name right into it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
The mold for this was the marble, so the cast is exact. So with bronze, what you want to look at is any rough spots, any weirdness in the patina. Make sure the markings are right.
I see a marking right here.
Yeah, that's it.
154 out of 500.
Yeah, that's the new Renaissance right there.
So that's what you want to see. Very, very, very nice patina on it. There's no damage. This is absolutely legitimate. This is the original New Renaissance that was commissioned by the Vatican. It's fantastic. So what do they want for it?
He's asking 80,000. Tell me what you think.
I think that's too high.
Ooh, Kai Koa.
This artwork on the secondary market in a gallery, it's right around $35,000.
But they're selling for 80.
If you get it from New Renaissance, it's 80,000. However, there are some on the secondary market. The secondary market's bearing right around 35,000.
So it's worth 80, just not today.
Yeah, not today. But the workmanship is fantastic, and there's no doubt this is one of the pieces that New Renaissance issued initially.
Okay, well, appreciate you coming down.
Hey, thanks, John. Take it easy.
I'm looking at like 20 grand.
Oh. 25?
23,000 is where I feel comfortable.
Okay, I got a deal for you. I'm like the barter king, so I trade for everything. I saw you had 100 pounds of silver, and that's about $24,000 if my math is correct. It'll get it out of your way, you'll get this out of my way.
Yeah, so long as the math checks out, I can do that deal.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
check it.
Meet me up at the counter, I'll bust the calculator out and figure out where we're at.
Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm thrilled. I made a sale today. Instead of the $23,000 that he offered, I was able to get $24,000 worth of silver, 100 pounds. His cost in it may be a lot less, and the value to me is a lot more.
All right.
Oh my Lily.
There she is.
I can't believe it.
Nice doing business with you.
Thank you very much. I love it.
I'm making this deal because I'm gonna show Rick how to buy something with something in the shop and then turn around and make a profit bigger than the profit I could have made if I paid cash.
Out we go.
Hey, what do you got here?
I got a 1950s Las Vegas Club $5 chip.
Yeah, I'll give you $5 for it.
You mind I look at it some?
$5.
No.
Probably give him $3 or $4
Some way?
for it.
Shut up.
I've decided to go into the pawn shop today to sell my Las Vegas Club casino chip. Supposedly there's only 8 of them in the world, and I've got one of them. I paid a lot for this chip, but I'm trying to collect chips, and I'd rather have 40 additional chips from different casinos as opposed to tie up a lot of my money in one chip.
The Las Vegas Club, which is still downtown, was one of the end places to be. In fact, it's one of the oldest casinos in town. Back in the day, $5 was a huge bet, and a person that bet $5 a hand was classified as a high roller. A lot of the old school Vegas guys hung out at the Las Vegas Club. The Gods, Binions, the Stupecs, they were high rollers, and there's a good possibility they played with this chip. This is one of the rarest chips available. I'd say one of the top 20. The last time I was reading the chip book, there was 8 of these available.
That's what I understand.
Well, I think it's worth a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
Most of these chips are in rough condition due to the fact they were used up until the 50s. This chip here is as good as it gets. You want to pawn this? You want to sell it?
I would like to sell it.
So how much you trying to get out of it?
$6,000.
I paid you $6,000 for you to put me in my grave.
From what I understand, back a long time ago, the casino re-glued the center sticker on half of them. And this one hasn't been re-glued, so mine's in a little better shape than some of the other ones.
I was thinking about 3,000.
How about 3,000 in a trade?
What do you want to trade?
3,000 cash for this, plus those 3 statues right here. Frank, Sammy, and Dean.
We're trying to sell these statues for 600 bucks, but I only paid 100 for them. So if it's what I have to do to sweeten this deal, that's okay with me. Deal. Write him up, Chumley.
I was expecting $6,000, but I got to $3,000 cash, plus the statues, so I'm happy with the trade. I'm gonna take my $3,000 and I'm gonna go to the casinos. I'm in Vegas.
Rat Pack Collectibles is always on the market. This chip ain't. And I'm so damn happy I might crack a smile today.
Hey, what can I help you with?
How's it going? I got this harmonica. My grandfather used to play it all the time.
Think it'd be kind of fun to make Chumley stick his lips up to it and play it?
Oh, they definitely have to sell it after that. I came to the pawn shop today to see what I can get for my old harmonica. It's got some pretty neat stuff on it, and I don't know what it's worth. I'm hoping I could get a Rolex out of it, but I might be reaching a little high for it, but we'll see.
So did your grandpa play a lot, or?
Yeah, I remember him playing it by the campfire all the time. He always had it in his pocket. Works great. I don't know how to play, but...
Okay. Do you know anything about it?
Not really.
Okay, I've actually seen a few of these before. That right there, that really seriously ugly dude is owner, the guy who owned the company.
Wow.
Who made the harmonicas. They also made accordions, just about any instrument with reeds. This harmonica is beautiful, and it's in amazing condition for something that's 90 years old. Honers were some of the first harmonicas imported into the U.S., and old ones like this with the Zeppelin on the front of them are highly collectible. And this dude right here is Baron von Zeppelin.
That would be the blimp part of it.
No, Zeppelin. There's a difference between a blimp and a Zeppelin.
Really?
Yes, when they talk about a Zeppelin or an airship, it's a rigid frame. A blimp, it does not have a rigid frame. So if you take all the air out of a blimp, it's just basically a balloon.
So why would the Zeppelin be on the harmonica?
Because this one was made in 19-teens to the early 20s.
Yep.
Zeppelins were the coolest thing in the world at the time. They really were. And they were really considered the future of flight. They didn't think planes were going to be circling the world. It was going to be giant Zeppelins going everywhere, and that was the future of travel throughout the world.
Right.
I love the fact that this harmonica shows a Zeppelin on it. It shows how popular they were at the time. Of course, the Hindenburg blew up in 1937, and that was the end of the Zeppelins. You want to sell it?
Yeah, I want to sell it.
Okay. Basically, if it didn't have the Zeppelin on there, it'd be worth 10, 20 bucks. This one, I'd give you like $200 for it.
Can you trade for a Rolex?
No.
You can't go 300?
No, I'd go 200 bucks on it.
250?
I mean, the thing's worth like 250, 300. I'm gonna make 50, 100 bucks off you.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll do 200 bucks and a fake Timex I have in the bag.
That'll work.
All right, let's go do some paperwork.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, I only ended up getting $200, but at least I talked him into a Timex. Someone will get some use out of that harmonica, I think.
Hi, son. What you got?
I am here today to sell my electronic tin toy made by the Lewis Market Company.
How'd you acquire this, son?
I found it in a dumpster.
Why can't I find stuff like this in the dumpster?
I'm coming down to the pawn shop to sell my electronic tin toy. The condition is great. It's from the 40s. I want to sell it today because it's hanging around in the garage, and my wife is telling me to get things out. I would like 200. Minimum I'll take is probably $80. Basically, you plug it in. These cars go around the track, and they go in through the tunnel, and this is the toll, and they bounce around. This is the original box, but I tried to restore it. There's a copyright date of 1949.
This was probably made up to the early 60s due to the fact is when they made stuff back then, it wasn't a one-year process. They made them till they ran out of them. This thing was made by Marx. They were one of the biggest toy makers in America back in the day. I love old toys like this. They come from a time when kids played with something besides computers. Someone wants you to plug it in. Let's see if this thing works.
See, there's already a traffic jam.
It seems complete.
So you kind of get the idea of what happens. They move all around there.
It's pretty neat. Turn it off, Chumley.
I'm having fun.
This toy is neat. I'd love to have it in the store, but I got to pay a price for it that I can make a profit on. So what are you trying to get out of it?
200.
Ain't no way. $50, $75 retail toy. I'd be a buyer in the neighborhood of $40.
This is all almost mint condition.
You tried to restore it, but the box is destroyed.
How about 75?
Now, $40 would be tops on something like this, son.
How about $40 and $20 in store credit?
We can do that.
All right. Thank you. We settled on $40 with $20 store credit. I think it was worth a lot more than 50 or 75. I think it was worth about $150.